Okay, so we are going to go over, for this asynchronous session number 1, we're going to go over our project. The purpose of our project is for us to really look at what a hero is and what it means to, in our eyes, to be a hero. We're going to identify a person. It can be a celebrity, it could be a fictional character, it could be a real person in our life. We're going to identify someone that is a hero to us. We're going to explain why, and we're going to give reasons why. Now, because the students in this class have an IEP, I've changed the project. Instead of it being a multi-paragraph essay, I've changed it to a PowerPoint. So it's very step-by-step in the directions, but I'm going to go over those directions for you right now. And I did the project myself, so I'm going to show you an example, okay? Now, the first thing you need to know is that your project has to be 7 slides, okay? Now, those 7 slides, there is an option for an 8th slide when you see the directions, but you do not have to do that slide if you don't want to. So that is question number 1 for your quiz. How many slides does your project have to be? The answer is 7. Okay, got that, Mackenzie? Okay, now what is the topic of project 1? I kind of mentioned it, but do you remember what I said? Is it anything you want it to be on? Is it on heroes? Is it on cars? Or is it on vacations? Yeah, totally. So everybody's PowerPoints is going to be on hero, on what a hero is. So that's your answer for number 2, and that's something that we're going to go over in this entire unit. We're really going to talk about different heroes and how they portray themselves as heroes. We'll read Beowulf, and he was a hero. We're going to read lots of different stories, fiction and nonfiction, where the main character represents a hero. So that's your answer to number 2. The topic of your project has to be on a hero. Okay. So slide number 2. So your first slide in your PowerPoint is just going to be who is your hero? And you just make it look cool. Make it colorful and bright and nice. Okay? So I picked Superman as my hero. A lot of people will pick a parent or an aunt or somebody a teacher, somebody in their life that's been a hero. A lot of people will pick musicians or some historical figure like a president that we've had, or Martin Luther King Jr. has been picked a lot. So it can be anyone, fiction or nonfiction, but you have to pick one person. All right, so your second slide is going to be your definition of what a hero is. Okay, this is also question number 3 on your quiz. So you're going to really be, when you're doing your quiz, you're going to be starting your project. You can even copy and paste it into your PowerPoint, your answer. So what I chose, and you can't copy and paste my answer, but something similar. So what I said is, what's a hero? And I said, to me, a hero is someone who's brave and strong, even when things are scary. A hero does good things for people, even if they are unpopular, ugly, poor, or weak. They are willing to risk their own well-being for others and do not expect anything in return. That's what I picked. So you can write whatever you want and what a hero means to you. And it should be about 3 to 4 sentences. Okay, so you really want to explain it. It shouldn't just be a quick sentence. All right. Now, question number 4 for your quiz is, who is the hero you will use for your project? So, Mackenzie, do you have any idea who you want your hero to be? Just off the top of your head. You can change it if you want. Oh, how many slides? Okay, it's going to be 7 slides. Okay, there's an option to add an 8th slide, and I'll go over that in a little bit, but it has to be at least 7. When you look through the directions, you'll see that it's totally explained to you what each slide should have, okay? Oh, how many sentences? Okay. I would say for each each slide should be in between, I would try to make it like 4 to 6 sentences each slide. If you have 3 really good complete sentences, I would be fine with that. You know, like this one's only, my example is only 3 sentences, but they're very complete sentences. They're not short and choppy. Okay, and I'm not going to sit there and really count them. I'm going to look at, did they put a lot of meaning into this? That's what I'm going to be really caring about. Okay. All right, the next slide is going to be who is your superhero. Okay, so that'll be slide number 3. So I picked Superman. So I gave a really long summary of who Superman is. So who do you think you're going to use as your superhero? Who are you going to pick, do you think? If you change it, it's okay, but if you had to pick right now, Mackenzie, who would you pick? The Flash. Okay, sounds good. So you're going to do another superhero like me. That's awesome. And if you change your mind, that's okay. So what I want you to, or what you're going to do on this slide is you're just going to explain who the Flash is. Now, believe it or not, I have no idea who the Flash is. I've heard of it, but I don't know. So reading your project will really help me because I have no idea. So you're just, on this one, just going to give an overview of who he is. Just describe your character, okay? The next slide, how does he fit into my definition? Now, this is the meat of your project. This is the most important part to me. This is where you're comparing the two things, your definition of a hero and your person that you identified. You're going to give reasons. So here I put, Superman is willing to risk his life to save people that are weak or unable to help themselves. Remember I said that in the definition that that's what to me a hero is? Well, here I tell you, he does that. He doesn't care about getting any rewards for himself. Superhero or Superman doesn't go and ask for money back or want awards or medals or anything. He pretty much hides from people. He doesn't want people to know who he is. He does it just because he cares. And that's one of my reasons. So that's something that I identify there. My next slide, I give a specific example. So a specific example of Superman saving people is his heroism is when he saved Lois Lane. He actually saved her many times. One of those is when he saved her from being crushed by falling rubble inside a LexCorp building. Okay, so I gave a specific example. Okay, so maybe you're doing it, sure, I can go back to the last slide, and I can send you this. It's actually, when you go to do your project, the place where you turn it in, it'll have the example there. It'll have this whole PowerPoint, so you can review it when you're doing yours, okay? It has a paper that says slide 1 should have this, slide 2 should have that, all the way down, and then it has my example, okay? So it should be really easy to follow. But again, so I put, how does he fit into my definition? And then the next slide, I start giving examples. Sound good? Not yet? Okay. Tell me when you're ready. All right, so then we came to the first example. Now, here, so you only had to give one really good example, okay? Now, on this page, you can give another example if you want. So again, it's optional. You can give one specific example or you can give 2. If you're not sure if your first example is really, really good, I would give another one. Just really solidify your examples and make your argument really strong as why Flash is a hero. Okay. The very last page, or I'm sorry, the second to last page is called a reflection. Okay, and this is just your own thoughts. And you say there, I put, Superman has taught me the importance of helping those that can't help themselves. He has also shown me that just one person can really make a difference. I hope that I am someone's Superman at least once in my life. So I hope someday, what I was trying to say is that I hope someday I'm able to help somebody make a difference in their life. It doesn't have to be saving them from a burning building, but it could be, just making them or helping them have a good day when they feel like nobody cares. It could be something like that. So this part is just kind of what you've learned from your hero. Okay, does that make sense? That's kind of the hardest one to understand, I think. Okay, and then your last page is very important. It's your references. So if you watch the movie The Flash to help you, if you look up an article or a story or something online, this is where you're going to paste that reference in. Okay, so, or note that reference so that I know where you got your information. You should have at least one reference in this paper, okay? So somewhere you need to look some kind of information up and include it in your paper or in your project. Okay, and that is it. That is your paper or your project. So one of the questions on here that can be kind of hard in the quiz is it says, which of the following things need to be included in your project? Can you name something that has to be included in your project, one of the slides? How about a title? You have to have a slide that has the title. You have to have examples of why your hero is a hero. You have to have a reflection slide, and you have to have references, right? Remember, your directions tell you all of this, so nothing you have to memorize, okay? And then, so it's all of the above when you get to that question. Okay, and then true or false, Mackenzie, did your PowerPoint need to be colorful and have pictures? What do you think? Yes, it does. That's true. Perfect. Okay, so again, when you get to your project, I'm going to go ahead and show you really quickly what you're going to see when you are ready to do your project. So you see what the directions look like, because I want to make sure you feel confident, okay? Let me see here. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to go to share my screen. Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. So did you see where I went through each of the directions, what the directions are going to look like for you? Did you see that? There's all like different colors. Okay, perfect. Then we're all set. This is it. This is the end. So do you have any questions, Mackenzie?